general, but how do you get rid of the guilt that's been so present when you are a mother and you think that you just have to live for your children and put them first, and then the rest is secondary? And I mean, it's how we were, I don't know, I have this feeling that we need to sacrifice ourselves, you know? And it's
okay. How old are your children?
Oh.
How old are your children?
19, 22, and 24.
Okay. So
23, yeah.
okay, do they have like a passion or a special gift?
Yeah, they do. So my son, he's more of an artist like me, let's say. So he's studying math, but he's doing music at the same time and trying to spiritual. And the younger one, she's studying drama. So it's not really a passion, but well, she's starting in September in France. But so yeah, she has found something that she wants to do for herself.
So imagine now any of your children, okay, that have found something that they really like to do and they're successful at it. And imagine now your daughter, you know, she's studying drama, she becomes an actress and she really likes it, everybody recognizes her, whatever. And your son, he's, you know, able to make music, but they have children now and they have to completely forget about their dreams. You see them, they become depleted, and you don't see any life in their eyes anymore, and they lost the taste for life, and they, you know, they just carry on. And would you be happy for them?
No, I would not. But at the same time, the imprint is very strong that we have to be this thing first. It's like an abstraction.
Okay, so what would you say to your daughter? Okay, now, okay, she already gave up on everything. She was, you know, and when she was doing this, she was like so lively, so alive, and so herself, and she was the, you know, the top expression of herself. And now she gave up everything, and she's with the children like this, and she feels that life is hard. And she doesn't want to live too much for this anymore. She doesn't have a reason to get up every morning. Oh yeah, she has the children and everything, but what would you feel like telling her? She feel guilty to do both or to try to find a way to do both. What would you tell her?
Well, first of all, I would tell her that at a certain age, the kids, they leave and they have their own lives and they live for themselves. Yeah, she has to keep.
Yeah, but now the kids, they are still, you know, 5 and 6. It's going to be long until they leave, you know.
She has to find the balance. But, you know, yeah, of course.
Would you like to see your daughter alive and excited to get up every morning?
Alive, of course. And at the same time, I'm sure I would find a way to tell her, yes, but you have to give so much to your kids. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but now she's your kid, okay? She's your kid. It's your job as a mother to give her the advice that will allow her to keep being happy to be alive while taking care of her children. What would you tell her?
Yeah, to find the right balance. But maybe, yeah, it's so to maybe follow her guts also, but realize that she's also
But if she tells you, yes, mom, but I feel guilty, my poor kids. But when you know, I'm guilty, but at the same time, I don't feel like living anymore because, you know, I'm not done for this life. I mean, I love my children. I'm very happy to take care of them, but I also can't forget myself completely. Otherwise, what's life is for, you know?
Okay, so what you're saying would be, okay, give me your children, I'm going to take care of them.
Really? You would tell her that?
Oh. Of course. Really? I'll give you mine too.
Then you deprive her from the experience of being a mother.
No, I don't know. It's because, you know, we can see that we need to be, we really have a big role to play, right? I don't think that parents who are absent or not are doing a good thing for the, and I'm not judging. It's just what I'm seeing, you know, that they need something from us. And it's also some time and some attention. So I wouldn't tell my daughter, yeah, leave your kids with some stranger from a, so I would just tell her to find the right balance, but also, yeah, to have a life of her own. That's true. But it's still hard.
But if she feels guilty to have a life of her own, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, see what happened to your mom, and yeah, life is a long, it's a difficult path, and you, yeah, you have to have a job, you have to have something because you don't know what can happen. So, and at the end of the day, you will also help your children by being, yeah, someone. It's just finding the balance. I don't know. It's, you know.
Okay. So, how old was your self-nurturing already?
5.
5. Okay, let's see where your self-nurturing is now.
Yes, sir.
Well, you still have to work on your self-nurturing, my dear. Self-nurturing is between 6 and 7.
Perfect. Yeah.
So you haven't finished to work on it. Okay? One thing I want to tell you is that when you become a good self-nurturer, you are able to nurture in the best way possible. Because anything that you will give to your kids from a place of guilt, they will not like it. It will not taste good. And even if they will take it, they will take it. But you're teaching them to nurture with a taste of guilt. Is this the food that you want to give them? To put a little bit of guilt here, a little bit, you know, this is the salt that you put in the food.
I don't think it's how I did it in the first place, but it was natural, you know. So, and I was happy to do it.
Of course, but as long as this vibration is within, this is the salt you put in your nurturing. At the beginning, when you don't have to sacrifice too much and you don't have to give up too much, then it's okay. It's not felt so much. But as time goes on and you have to sacrifice more and more and more of who you are and yourself and forget yourself completely, there is more and more salt that goes into the pot. Understand? And not only you giving them a food that is seasoned with guilt, but you teaching them to give this kind of food to their kids. So the vibration of this food is not that nurturing. It's not easy to digest. So yes, they will receive it, but will they digest it? Will it actually nurture them?
Yeah, sure. You're right. But I mean, it's so big for us. I don't know. It's what
Yes.
So self-nurturing and self-love, is it the same thing?
No.
So two different.
I mean, it could be confused because it's quite similar, but it's not the same. So nurturing is the ability to know exactly what you need. For example, a child comes and say, "Mommy, I really want chocolate now." Okay, it has expressed a need. You know if it's a need or not. You know it's not a need, it's a craving, it's a desire. So the ability to identify a need, okay, is what makes you a good self-nurturer. A good nurturer, you know how to identify and then you know how to give it. Oh, you need money, okay, let me think of how we can organize for you to win money, to make money. Or you can say, oh, let me give you some money. There are many ways to provide for this need. You know, you in this situation as a good nurturer, you know if it's the most appropriate right now to teach your children to make money, to get this money. Maybe they will actually make a better use of it if they want it, or if it's more appropriate right now to actually just give the money. Okay, so you are able to identify the person that needs it, identify the ability of this person to actually receive it, and identify the real need. Okay? And the more you're able to do that with yourself, the more you're able to do that better and better with other people. I don't know if any of you had a mother that was over responsible, that took upon herself too much and became maybe angry, even if sometimes it's a repressed anger. Okay? Maybe sometimes she will not express the anger, but she will have repressed anger. Okay? Or she became neglected because she doesn't have time for herself. You know, and you as a child, you didn't like that your mother was neglecting herself because, but in the same time, she didn't teach you how to not neglect yourself. And you don't have any image of a woman that actually take care of herself. You know, so yourself, you can see, you know, in your entourage, if it didn't happen in your own life, that you had a mother that was over responsible and in the end made you pay for the extra weight that she carried on herself. Because every human being has a limit on how much we are able to carry on. So when we don't take care of our own self, we carry extra weight. For sure, it will have a cost. This cost, who's paying the cost? Is it only me paying? Everything is a price.
Self-nurturing is to find your needs, what you need.
And be able to give it to yourself.
Yeah, but so if I don't love myself, I don't know sometimes what I need to love
Absolutely.
myself.
It's all working together, but each has a specific function. Self-love is loving yourself just the way you are, unconditionally. There are no conditions. It's full acceptance of who you are. It's a different ability, it's a different function than be able to identify your need and providing the need for you. Okay? Of course, if you don't love yourself, you are going to sabotage your self-nurturing. Or if you think you don't deserve love, you're going to sabotage your self-nurturing. You're not going to allow your self-nurturing to speak up. Or your self-guidance to speak up. So they work together, but they have different functions. So about guilt. Guilt, we have the belief that by giving and giving and giving more and more and more, we are actually being loving and caring, and we are good people. Okay? That's a belief. That's one of the possible beliefs. There is the belief that if I don't carry for their own responsibilities, then everything will fall apart, that I need to be in control. If I'm not in control, then everything will fall apart. That's another belief. There are many reasons why you decide to become over-responsible. Okay? Many beliefs in the first place that are the origin of this behavior. So you have to find out what is the core belief, the original belief that is leading you to feel guilty.
Actually, I've been in a position where I have over responsible. And honestly, I think I did good. Otherwise, my kids, or maybe you'll tell me it would have been okay, but my son would never have studied, and he's a bright kid. I mean, I believe I did the right thing at this time. And it's when also I realized, because when your kids are young, you're doing what you need, but it's completely different. But there comes an age where you have to be responsible, really. You have to, and you become an adult in a way that, for me, I don't think I was before because I didn't have the need. Because also I found myself alone with my three children here, and my husband stayed in France. So I really had to. And so, yeah, I think I really had to do it. But of course, now that they're bigger, I know that they have to do things for themselves.
Yeah, there are moments that require extra care. Okay. It all depends from which place you're doing it. Or you do it from a place of, oh, this is an emergency situation. This is what's required now, and this is what I'm doing. Now, if you, at some point, you feel guilty not to do more, okay? At some point you felt that that's it, I'm done. I did enough for others. I need to do for myself, and I feel guilty to do for myself. Then everything else that I'm going to keep doing for others, I will doing it from a place of guilt. There you want to stop. You want to say, hey, I'm doing it not from a place of guilt. It will not taste good. I'm shifting this right now. And then I remind myself that I actually have a responsibility over myself. I'm responsible for myself. Do I actually fulfill this responsibility?
Yeah, got it.
Am I actually providing for myself what I'm supposed to provide for myself? That's the first responsibility I have.
Yeah, and if you don't do it, the children will suffer the consequences also.
That, and you will teach them to neglect themselves.
Yeah.
And if they will be hard for them to learn that, if they don't see that from you. That, and also they will take you for granted. You know what? Because it's reflex that we teach children. It reminds me of a story when my kids were a little bit smaller. I was one time, to a beach, and there was a pool and a beach, and the kids always wanted to be in the pool, and me, I wanted to go to the beach a little bit, but of course it didn't cross my mind to say, hey, actually mom wants to be in the beach, so now we're going to be in the beach. No, the kids, they want to be in the pool. We came here for the kids, so let's be in the pool. And then at some point they say, hey, Shalva, what are you teaching them? You're teaching them that your desires and your needs actually have no importance and consequence. And if I teach them that, I cannot come later on and be angry at them or resentful that they are not able to see my needs. When I will be older and they will never see me, I will be transparent. I cannot come and be mad at them that they did not think of that about mom or think of this, because I never told them. So I said, you know what, kids, right now, we're not going to go to the pool. We are coming to the beach because mommy feels good to be in the beach. And mommy also has needs. And mommy also has desires. And it feels good for me to be here. So what about we stay a little bit here also, so mommy also can have her moment. And they looked at me, and before they were like, no, like crying, we want to be. The moment they heard that, they looked at me and they were like, okay. And they had an amazing, wonderful time in the beach. And they did not ask even one time more to go to the pool. Where before it was like dragging them and cries and bluffs.
Yeah, that's funny because it says more than it seems. I think, yeah. Very interesting.
Okay, so you keep carrying on working on your self-nurturing. Have you done the mirror with your mother? Keep doing this there. And I would like, write a letter. And if you feel stuck, then ask for help, but you want to mature this self-nurturing. Okay, and find out what is the core belief in the background that prevents you to actually nurture it. So if it's a relationship matter, that's something that's still stuck with the relationship with your mother, you want to resolve it. And if there is more, then you have to find the belief that leads you to do that. So now that we opened up a little bit some of the beliefs that could be possible, explore which one of them and go deeper into shifting the core belief.